Let's talk about our reproductive system. Here we have some questions that I will answer for you. First question, describe the structure and explain the function of the male and female reproductive system. Well, for the male reproductive system, there's our internal. For the female and male, there's reproductive systems. There's internal and external. Here's an externals for males, and here's the externals for females. The externals' purpose is to defend or protect the inner layer or the internals from getting hurt or from getting infections or anything else that can either affect the process itself. For the internals, these are for the males and it's for the females. The importance of the males is for the prostate gland, the ejaculating duct, the urethra, and the testes. While for the females is the uterus, the ovaries, the fallopian tube, and the vagina itself, which is the passageway of the sperm. The ovaries are basically the one that creates ovocytes, and the fallopian and the urethra is basically the site in which the baby is going to be born, or the zygote, or the fetus. Now let's talk about the second question, which is differentiate between the asexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is when you basically have a clone of yourself with your own DNA. It's basically when you reproduce, but with your own with your own DNA. For the sexual is because you have a male and female gamete forming into a new gamete entirely, which forms a new entire gamete based on the female and the male. Now, let's talk about the next one. It's external and internal fertilization. External and internal fertilization, from the word external and internal, is external basically refers to fertilization that takes place outside the body, while internal takes place within the body, like pregnancy. For the outside the body is like the test tubes, where you can have a generated on a zygote or a baby to be born from a test tube. Next, let's talk about the indirect and direct development. Direct development is basically when you grow, as an example, we grow the moment we are born, with our size increasing, with our weight and mass, everything else. But for the indirect is metamorphosis, like caterpillars. They grow because they have to change form as they grow, but they don't change after that. That's metamorphosis. Now let's describe to the next section. Describe the events associated with human sperm and egg production and explain how hormones influences them. Hormones influence a lot of things in our body. That especially includes the egg cell and the sperm entirely. For the egg cell, it's directly influenced by the estrogen and the progesterone, which helps the egg cell mature and ready for the fertilization. While for the males, it's the testosterone, where the sperm cell can easily mature and be ready for the fertilization later on. And that's practically it. Describe the events in human fertilization until childbirth, particularly the appearance of sex differences and what triggers them. Okay, the human fertilization starts at the egg cell, when the sperm meets the egg. But before the sperm penetrates the egg, it has to go through a lot of layers till it reaches the sperm receptors, which can then be accepted by the egg and then removed by the other sperms from the body. The male and the female nucleuses will collide, making a new zygote, which is a diploid, which will then be going to the next process, which is cleavage, will then multiply into multiple nuclei, so that they will have more surface area to absorb nutrients, and will be turned into a blastocyst. Later on, they're gonna be going to the embryonic stage, where there's gonna be your embryo right there, you basically as a baby, while there's a placenta nearby, which provides all the nutrients it needs based on the hormones of the progesterone and estrogen, which continuously gives instructions that to make the body or the baby grow and the body adapt. Now let's talk about the other questions. How the appearance of the sex differences. The appearance of the sex differences is dependent on the amount of hormones that are present within the baby. With the lack of hormone will make it into a male, while the increase of that certain hormone will turn into a female, specifically girls. How you determine which male or female. And it can also be determined by the placement of the uterus, which is from the upper left or the lower left in the side. Now explain how contraceptives prevent pregnancies. There is multiple ways that you can prevent pregnancies, such as condoms, such as pills. Others will always hinder a step in the fertilization or the development of a child. Like condoms prevent the sperm and egg cell even meeting meat. The pills deteriorate the ovaries in general. Sterilization basically cuts off or nips the testes from even producing sperm. Like a lot of things. Give examples of a sexually transmitted disease. Well, there's a lot of diseases in this world. HIV is one of them. That basically stops the production of everything else. So And after that, after even sex diseases, there's also like chance of UTI, and might even cause you. So that means you have to use protection or be careful or get yourself checked in general. So I mean that's all the time I have for today. Thank you for sticking with me. My name is John Carlo Candela, and I'll see you out next time.